What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Nightmare Chess. We are continuing our bot challenge series. Today we are facing Antonio from Paraguay, rated 1500. Let's go ahead and get our game started for today. We will be playing as white. I'm waiting for a move here. I'm like, what's going on? E4. Standard boring player here, guys. Develop the knight. Italian. All right, let's go for the center. Let's attack the knight. Should I en passant there? I think I will. All right. I can take this pawn here on d4. All right. Let's see. I can probably bring the bishop out to pin the knight. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and let's see. I think we'll defend the knight with the bishop. All right, let's take with the queen. Actually, first let's give the check. Take back. And then we'll take with the queen. All right, doesn't want to go for the trade. Queen is eyeing this square perhaps, or also eyeing a take here, which is probably more likely. I think we're okay to castle here. Is there a better move? I mean, the king hasn't castled yet. Sorry guys, I'm like half asleep right now. And I just figured I should make a video before I head out for my day. Let's see. I did a couple chess puzzles to see if I'm awake, and according to the results, I'm about half awake right now. Let's see. Now this queen is kind of, as of right now, the only one defending the knight. On the next move, she can just as easily bring down, I'm saying she, but it's Antonio. He can just as easily bring down a pawn to be the defender of the knight. And of course, if I do anything else, then the queen just comes down. Should probably just castle. I like this a lot. I think we will try to... I think I am preventing castling. We're going to try a pin here. Right here. All right. Let's see. Let me think here. I can take a piece. I'm just trying to see if the rook's trying to come down with a trick, but hopefully not. What's the best square for the queen? I guess I'll just take a free piece. All right. I can take here, threatening this, also threatening this. But I really want to take the queen here because of the pin. Now the queen, now the king will be able to develop this way. Save the king. So since she's going to save the king, let's try to take the bishop. Here. Here. Either way, it works out for me, I think. Oh, no. She's got this, this, and this. I keep saying she. Antonio's got 3 attackers. or 3 watchers of the d2 square. And I have 1, 2, which means that won't work. So maybe we'll just push the bishop back. c3, knight takes, we take back. Should be fine. All right, let's see here. I'm still thinking of this tactic here, this X-ray vision. So if I move the bishop out the way, I do invite this attack here. And my queen is not attacking the e4 square. I would need 2 attackers in order to bring the rook up. I have a check. That also works. Check. And I do want to try to get the king. I want to... Oh, no, no, no. Hold on. Oh, no. I accidentally mouse slipped. Okay. Looks like we might have to try to win this game without a queen. How did I do that? All right. Not going to be easy now. Now we've got a challenge on our hands. Now I'm just going to wing it. I don't think it'll be that great. Oh, there's a car alarm going off right now. Hope you guys don't hear it. Let's attack the bishop. Move away, bishop. Ah. Well, can't believe he saved the queen. Let's attack this rook because I need this rook to move so I can take the bishop with the rook. But if I move here, he can just move here. Then I'll strike here. I'm just going to try to get the rook out the way. First, step 1. Okay. And of course, the plan there is if I take here, that's a check. So first we'll take. Okay, hold on. So if I take, queen takes. That could lead to some trouble. So I think instead, I'm wondering. No, I can't, because if I come here, then rook takes bishop. Let's see. I can just take the bishop, which is probably the best move there. Or takes, check. Which is probably better, because if the king castles, then I'm not doing so well. I'm giving up a rook, but I really want to prevent the king from castling. So I'm not entirely sure that I can win this. Down a queen and rook versus bishop and rook. And the tragedy is I didn't necessarily blunder or make a mistake. That was really just a mouse slip. I promise, guys. That's not what I was aiming for. So we might have to come back and rematch Antonio as white here. Let's see. I can bring the bishop back to still watch these pawns and then just bring the king closer to the bishop. Because right now the king doesn't have enough, can't get to the bishop in time. And there's nothing else that I really see here. Maybe we try that. Hold on. If I come here, if rook comes out, and in the end, we're going to go for a trade, and it's not going to end well for me. I think this is pretty much game. I'll go on for like a few more moves, and then I'll do you guys a favor of not watching a bunch of nothing going on, and we'll end the game there. So we'll move the bishop here. Okay. Maybe move here for now. Let's hold on to the bishop. And queen will have this move, which is tragic. I'll have to move away from the bishop very likely. I can probably just move up. Hopefully I don't have to lose the bishop. And that's probably game right there. I don't know why I'm overthinking as if I have anything else. I have nothing else. That's what I get, for not kind of warming up first and making sure I was fully ready to go. The obvious thing I'm looking at is where the rook can go, but the answer is nowhere. Yeah. All right, guys. Tragic, disgusting, absolutely just not great. I think we were doing okay in the beginning. Normally I don't think I struggle much with these bots as white, but I actually had a lower accuracy than Antonio, so we were probably losing anyway. But that queen's mouse slip start review really ended the game. Okay, so the better move there is usually to move the bishop over to keep the pin. Okay. I do sometimes, when I lose these games, I do sometimes go back and I study, or at least try to study, the mistakes. Sometimes I may even write them down. That might sound a little nerdy, but I'm just trying to ingrain some of these specific move orders in my brain. And so if I can remember that when I push this pawn here to attack the knight and d5 comes down with an en passant, the better move is to pin the knight with the bishop, and then this knight would come here, and then our move at this point, we can take the knight as we had planned. Then the bishop comes out. Then we can take the knight. Black would take back with the pawn. Then we can castle. All right, let's resume. Find the other inaccuracies. Okay, another one to take in the center. The better move was to wait. Oh, okay. That makes perfect sense. Obviously, there's X-ray vision there. And this knight would struggle to stay alive. Can do that. Probably move to the side, then bring this up, etc. We did eventually move the bishop to pin the knight, but in the wrong move order. Defended. Okay, so not too bad. We were still doing okay. And there is a blunder, castling the king to safety. The better move here takes. Okay, take the knight with a check. Okay, makes perfect sense. Come here. Got this strike maybe? No, attacking the queen with and protecting the rook with the bishop. Queen takes. Develop the knight. Check. And then we take, and then there's a trade. Move to the side. Okay, I mean, at that point I'd be a knight up, so I do see how we'd still be winning in this position here. Bishop goes back. Rook comes out. Castles finally. And then we move to the 7th rank where the rook we know is deadly. All right. Definitely made, and I'm sure there's plenty more that we're going to go through of blunders. Let's keep going. Okay. All right. And the better move. Ooh, another blind spot right there. Look. Boom. There. Boom. Winning a free bishop. All right, resume. And there's the tragic mouse slip. I'm so sad to see it. All right, now let me think of what I was planning before that accidentally happened. I was actually planning to come here intentionally. Why? Because it checks the king, but also because it had an eye on this knight, and we knew our plan was to X-ray vision here. And the good news would have been that if we gave this check, the analysis is saying the king should move over. I don't see why this would be. Maybe because it isolates this pawn. But with this move, the king loses castling rights. But if that would have happened, I think my next move was going to be, I think it was this. Simply because I was trying to get the bishop out the way and kind of just, lure black into taking the bishop so that I can strike here in the center. But at that point, it didn't even matter because the king had already moved. The queen wasn't pinned. She could have moved anywhere. So that wouldn't have worked. And then as you can see over here, the board is, or the analysis is suggesting knight to b3. Let me try to play out what I was looking at. This. And then at that point, oh, okay, another blind spot. Of course, that's a free rook because if I took back, checkmate. Once I lose the queen. All right, let me see. Oh, hold on. So here, and that was actually the best move what I was looking at. But I was going to see this move over here. Knight develops here. Queen comes down. Protects. Oh, okay. There's a battery here. Queen moves to f5. Queen moves to b5. Offering a trade. Black queen moves out the way. I would think at some point this rook would come to the open file. Like that. Moves over. Comes out. And knight would take bishop. And pawn would take back. All right. Let's see if there's a few more bad blunders after that. Inaccuracy there. Takes. I thought that would work because I was, excuse me, got hiccups. You know, was threatening the knight. And I knew that if the knight would take, then I could take back with the bishop, opening up space for the rook to attack the queen there. But that did not work out because I forgot about that. Bishop can just stand in front. And maybe at some point I should have developed this move earlier, preventing the rook from coming down. That probably would have changed the outcome of the whole game. I probably would have still won in that position there. Okay, attacking. And that's where it was game over. It was really nothing at that point. What was the best move there? That was a crucial moment. To just develop and lose the bishop. And takes. Interesting. Even the analysis would have gave up the queen and still had a better position than what I thought of. That's sad. Yeah, last two moves. Best move here. Come down one. And best move here. What? Oh, because I guess the bishop was gone regardless. The game was over anyway, so I guess here there's like a running chance to get away. And that's pretty much it. All right, guys. Not our best game. Was definitely looking forward to winning that one with ease. But we're going to come back, of course, and get our rematch as white against Antonio. And we will not mouse slip. We'll make sure that we're a bit more aware. And some of these videos, they're going to just go that way. You know what I mean? It's just going to happen that way. And, you know, no point in stressing about it or worrying about it. If it were a game against an actual player, then there would definitely be more to stress about. But a bot is a bot. And a lot of them are designed to kind of blunder on purpose anyway. So it's all good. We will come back with a rematch against Antonio as white. We will not mouse slip our queen. Out of all pieces I could have mouse slipped, by the way, it had to be the most crucial piece, right? That was the Botez Gambit right there. So we'll come back. We'll go ahead and rematch and hopefully take the W. So I'll see you guys in the next video.